Vanna,
Hi!
Vanna was just reading the list of the people that were already
Everyone
waiting
that was already there.
in the live chat. Thank you guys, thank you.
Welcome everyone.
Welcome everybody to the 49th show of what we now call The Joy of Pouring with the Partners. So yes, welcome. Big shout out to everybody that was in the live chat. As we've just said, huge love, thank you to you. Let's just do the quick intros for the moderators in the live chat. I know there's another big collab happening today at the same time right now. So some of our moderators are involved in that, and so they might not be there, but we're going to give them a shout out anyway. So of course, let me just get the list here so I don't forget anyone, because we know how bad that is. So huge shout out to the lovely Bee, if she's there. Hi there, darling Bee. Also, of course, Britt, who's involved in the colour art collaboration. But big shout out to this lovely lady, Vanna, right here. But also big shout out to our OG beans, Jan Bean, Lamb Bean, Charm Bean, Rainbow Bean, Devil Bean, and also Sheldon. Sheldon's going to be involved in the colour art thing too, so he might not be here either, but that is no problem because everyone can just watch the shows back when they want to. But we've got to appreciate and acknowledge though that the big draw of the live shows and the premieres and things like that is the live chats. It's the interaction, it's the connectivity that our fans get with each other and with us, and that's the important thing. But anyway, so that's the introductions. Let's just say to everyone that is watching and watching back, I'm pretty sure you probably already are subscribed. But if you haven't subscribed,
please subscribe to our channel.
Yes, please do. When you subscribe, you can comment, you can like our videos, which is really important because the more you like our videos, the more YouTube are likely to suggest our videos to other people.
Yes.
Sorry, we didn't practice this really. And
we never practice. That's what makes it fun.
Me looking at Vanna and putting her on the spot is a bit mean. Sorry.
I'm usually very good at finishing his sentences.
Usually, yes we are. Yes we are. Right, now the final little thing in the live chat, if you would like to support our channel and Vanna and myself in the live chat, in the bottom right hand corner there's a little $sign. If you click on that $sign, it'll take you to a secure page of little stickers and super chats, which are of different denominations. And you can choose those and select those, send little messages in those. And it's a way of supporting us, our channel, getting your little messages highlighted. And if you've got any burning questions, getting them more than likely answered by the moderators in the live chat or one of us indeed ourselves. So that's the super chat and super stickers, if you feel so inclined. Oh, thank you all very much.
Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button on your way in or out.
Please hit that thumbs up button, guys, because again, like I said, the more thumbs ups we get, the more likely YouTube is to
suggest our videos.
There we go. Okay, brilliant. Now, okay, shout outs. I just want to do this really quickly. Oh, bless your heart, Rainbow Bean. Thank you, Heather. That's an example of a super sticker. There you go, my friends. So all of our OG beans, but
Judy, Anne, Josh, Emmy Bean, Anuka, Cause, Tracy, Lonnie, Anita, Andrea, Amber,
Bella Bean, Lucky Bean, Millie, Mike, Mickey, sorry, the Tinas, Kath, the Danielles, and Georgianne. Also,
Linda, Missy, Jody, Cindy, Jeanette, Gail, Nelvia, Justin, and
PPP.
Polly Prissy Pants.
There we go.
Robbo, Bob and Amy in England, Deborah, Maria, Melissa, Belle,
and Marina as well, and not forgetting our friends that I just bumped into yesterday, haven't seen them for a while, Josh and
Joel and
Josh,
Brittany.
Joel and Brittany. Hi there, guys.
And Drew, who we miss very much.
Yes, if he's watching out there in Quebec. Hi there, guys. Thank you.
And anyone we might have missed.
Anyone we might have missed. There we go. So
we love you all.
That's the things. So Vanna, would you like to get last week's canvas? Or last week's 2 weeks canvas, because we took Easter off.
I hope you all had a good Easter too, by the way, with your family.
Oh, landscape, please, Vanna. Bingo! There we go, guys. There's the dried results of it. It came out quite prettily.
I'm going to put it in front of our faces.
There you go.
I love, 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 love this metallic purple that's going on in the background, around the edge. I think it's so pretty.
Try and move it around and get the light reflection on it. There you go. But there you go, guys, there's the dried results. I'm not too happy with the middle bit here, but what I'm going to do is use this as a background for one of my stencil pieces for that I sell at the
music festival.
At the music festival. So there's last week's canvas, all done and dusted. Da, 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 da. So yes, this week's show is funnel pours on the large scale. Now I've been practicing this a little bit.
He has.
I have. So, right, let's just get the camera pointing down and we will show you the colours we're going to use, and then we're going to show you the experiments I got to the point of hopefully, crossing our fingers, nailing this one this time. So,
I'm going to be in the live chat.
Dun, dun,
I'll see you in there.
dun. See you in the live chat. Just get the camera pointing down. Oh, and we forgot, of course, to say a big hello. Sorry, a big hello to our lovely friends at TLP, and that's of course going to be Shelley, Billy, Lani, Jen and Amy, and I'm sure there's going to be some other people there at TLP. I know you're in the live chat. Thank you guys so much for your love and support. It absolutely means the world to us. So thank you so much, TLP. And let's just get the camera pointing down. And if you see this great, fantastic silicone mat I use is from the Fluid Art Company, which is who do TLP and this little piggy. So the colours we're going to be using here, we're going to be using some of the fantastic Twinkle, and I'm going to put these out of the way while we do the show and tell of the experiments. We're going to be then using the fantastic, this is Constillation. There you go. And then we're going to be using the Liquitex fantastic, the Fluorescent Opera Pink is going to go in there. Move it to the side. And then we're going to have this one fantastic. It's the Fluorescent Orange Boogie. So that's going to go down now.
Tap the camera.
Tap the camera. Sorry guys.
More in focus.
Sorry guys. Tap the camera. Bingo. Is that better now?
I'm delayed behind you.
Delayed a little bit. But anyway, next it's going to be this one, which is Liquitex, and it's the Fluorescent Violet. Oh, then we're going to be using this one, which is the fantastic, this is Taffy by this little piggy right here. I thought I was using Waterfall. I'm pretty sure in the descriptions I said Waterfall, and I'm incorrect. That's Taffy. Pretty sure that is Taffy. We shall see. Anyway, next we're going to be using is Golden, the light phthalo blue. And then last up, it's going to be this one, DecoArt, the Extreme Sheen, and this one is the Aquamarine. So let me just hold up the colour palette to you. Bingo, there you go, that's the colour palette. So we're going to use the Twinkle first, then the Constellation, Opera Pink, Boogie, Fluorescent Violet, then the Waterfall or the Taffy. Still unsure on that one, I'm sorry guys. Then the light phthalo blue, and then the aquamarine. So there's the lovely colour palette. And we're going to use the Twinkle, a bit of it in the first. So hopefully we're going to get in the Galaxy Funnel pour a bit of that lovely, see this blue, purple are all around the edges? That's Twinkle. So hopefully around the edge of this Galaxy pour we're going to do, on this size, we're going to get that lovely fade all the way around the edge.
We love Twinkle.
Is the plan, and yes, absolutely, Vanna, we absolutely love Twinkle. It's our #1 favourite piggy, but don't let the others hear you say that. Anyway, we're just going to put these to the side, okay, guys? And now, yes, for the, so here we go. The reasons why, let's get in close now, and let me just put this one, and then this one, and then this one, and then this one together. Okay, so let me
I have
just...
a question from Devil Bean.
Okay, Devil Bean. Hi there, Devil Bean, my darling.
The fluorescent violet, gouache or soft body?
Ah, thank you very much. The fluorescents, the opera pink and the fluorescent violet, they are both, and here we go for the, it's gouache, but let's call it the favoured gouache. Yes, they're both gouaches and they're both semi-opaque as the little squares there, bingo there and bingo there. I hope the camera is focusing. The squares are half filled in, so they are semi-opaque. And yes, thank you very much, Deborah. They are the gouaches. So, meow, hi there, little buddy. He's just woken up because he knew it was showtime. So, here we go. Let's just show you this one, guys. Now, you know, you've seen this one in the video, short video I just, meow. In the short video I just released on the Facebook and on my social medias and everything. Now, the reason why this one works so well, and you can see it dried absolutely beautifully, just absolutely flat and gorgeous. The reason why these ones work so well is because I'm using the dollar store paint and Floetrol only. So the base is exact, and the ratio is 2:1, 2 parts Floetrol, 1 part of the dollar store paint. And the reason why it's working so amazingly well is because the cat's about to jump.
He wants to be on this show.
He wants to be on this show. He's about to jump from the side onto the actual kitchen table. The reason why it works so well is because of that ratio, the paints are all virtually identical in their consistency. So when you do that nice funnel pour and you pull it up and down, you get these beautiful rings and it looks a bit like a galaxy. So how do we translate these results into, with all of the piggies and all of the nice higher end paints and stuff? So Simon did some experimentation here. Now let's get in a little bit closer, and now you can really see these four. And I'm clicking on the screen, so hopefully it should be nicely in focus. So I mixed the paints up 2:1, 2 parts of the Behr 8300 and 1 part of JoSonja Gloss Varnish. So they are very thin. And before we start, I'll show you the consistency of them. They barely hold up at all on the surface before they dissipate, okay? So they are thinner than the Bloom recipe and thinner than the same recipe you'd use for swipes, because we want these to go through a funnel and come up and produce a really nice effect, okay, through the base paint. So Simon mixed them up nice and thin, and Simon used the Floetrol, and then my dollar store paint, which is this stuff, Acrylic, 2:1, so 2 parts of the American Floetrol, and 1 part of that dollar store paint. And I did a funnel pour. And as you can see, the paints came out, the actual, you know, the lovely piggies and the pigments came out really beautifully. And we didn't get, though, much kind of separation and little black lines through the actual paints. So I thought, right, okay, the 2:1 base paint of the is a little bit too thick. So I thought, cool, I will thin it down and try it again with exactly the same paints at exactly the same time, with exactly the same funnel. And when you're doing something this large, I was only using maybe about an ounce total of all of these colors in the bottom of the funnel. So that's how far an ounce of colors will spread, okay? And these are 6 by 6 inch little cradles. So anyway, I thinned the base paint out and tried with the same paints. Not all the same, but just some of the same paints. And as you can see with this one, it all kind of separated a bit and the base paint was too thin. So I had too much Floetrol in with the dollar store paint, okay, and it didn't produce us a very good effect. So I then thought, right, okay, we need a midpoint in between here and here. So I then did this one. And as you can see, it came out a little bit better, but we had a bit of weird separation here. And, you know, the lip rings are okay, but not super kind of defined. And I was starting to feel a bit defeated, thinking, damn, okay, well, surely I can't use just colour to go straight out of the tin. So I used colour to go straight out of the tin. And this is what we got. Exactly what I was after. So that whole experimentation of trying to make a more affordable base paint because of the success I was having with the dollar store paints. And we get this effect, so I'm sure you'll agree it looks quite good. Sorry for chitty chatting, guys, but I'm explaining to you the process of how I got to this and how is the best result to get a lovely galaxy funnel pour using the piggies, using Behr and JoSonja with a base paint that really works. And as you can see, it worked beautifully and even gave us some cells around the edges here. And again, this was only about an ounce at the most of paint in the funnel on about 3 ounces of base paint, okay? So it's the ratios that are really important when we're now trying to translate this, which is 6 by 6, to the big scale, which is 24 inches by 36. So I hope that was understandable. Is there any questions, Vanna? No, I don't think so.
No.
Fantastic. So I explained that nicely. That's great. So what I'm going to do is we are going to use, let's just put these to the side for a minute. For our base paint, we're going to use a quart of the Colour to Go Tricorn Black from Sherwin Williams. I've already strained it because I noticed in my tests there was a couple of little bits and bumps and lumps in it, which the camera might be able to pick up. and I wasn't too happy with those, so I didn't want it, so I strained that already. Now that's going to be great for our base to let these colours come up through with the funnel. But I have mixed some Floetrol here, 2:1, with the dollar store paint again. I put 18 ounces, a full solo cup of the Floetrol in there, and I put 9 ounces of the dollar store paint. So that's again a ratio of 2:1. We're going to use this as a flow extender just around the edges. That's going to cover the corners of this large canvas and help the colour to go travel over it nicely, and we're only going to use, there's about an ounce to an ounce and a half of colour in each one of these. I'm only going to use about an ounce of each, maybe just a little bit over, okay? So we're only going to use at the maximum, maybe 10 ounces of this. Yeah, sorry guys, damn focus. Yes, we only need to use about 10 ounces or so, because with this much base paint and then the flow extender around it, we're going to end up with a nice puddle around about, let me just get an example here so I can explain it a little bit better. Let's just move the camera up and out. So that's going to give us a nice puddle, at least I'm hoping around about this kind of size, okay? Just the colour to go and our colours here. We're going to put the extender around the side so we can move it around nicely, and we're going to lose the majority of the extender. Stretch the paint out so it's nice and thin, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we're going to get this beautiful kind of ringed galaxy kind of effect. And if we've got time, I've got some gold chameleon flakes here, and in the black edges and the negative space that we're hoping we're going to keep, we are going to sprinkle a little bit of the gold chameleon flakes to kind of make stars, so it really does look like a galaxy.
I approve of glitter.
Okay then, my friends, so that's enough of that chitty chat. Let's get down and spill some paint. Now, I don't think that was too bad, the amount of time it took me to waffle through that, just because we had to do the intros nicely. We haven't been on for 2 weeks. And I had to explain to you guys how I got to the figuring it out, how to hopefully recreating what I was just showing you on that small scale, but on a much larger scale here, because I've had a huge galaxy pour in mind on something this big for a long while, and I would really like to make it happen. Okie dokie, that's basically pretty much, there you go. Let me just click on the camera again on the screen so it focuses. Hopefully it's focusing. Right, here we go. Are we ready? And the funnel I'm going to use, I haven't quite made up my mind yet whether I'm going to use this compressible plastic one, because it's got a square end. So I'm hopefully that's going to bring out some nice kind of like angles to it. So when we stretch it, we're going to get some real good stuff. Or maybe just use the regular one with just the round end. I'm not too sure. This is going to be easier to actually hold, I guess. But these are both 10 ounces, okay, my friends? So here we go. We need to pour a nice load of this all in the middle, and then around the edges a bit. Because something this size, we definitely need quite a lot of paint. So I'm going to stop short and just keep a little bit left in there, because we're going to want to put a little bit in the funnel first off. So what I'm now just going to do is just let that roll around a little bit. Not too much, but just get it into a nice kind of evenish kind of circle. And let's put it back into the beginning, into the middle, onto the little things. Perfect. Now what I'm going to do is just pour a little bit in the middle first. This is a little bit more. And I'm going to have to... I didn't want my paints to dry out any more than they already had, so I haven't even opened them yet, guys, so thank you for waiting. How's the chat going, Vanna?
It's good.
It's good.
Oh yeah, everyone loves the live chat.
Everyone loves the live
It's
chat.
like we're hanging out together.
Exactly, it's the interaction, man. That's what I really figure it's about. So there we go, I'm just double clicking on the screen to make sure it's focusing on this right here. And we are going to, right, let's just, going to get the little thing here, funnel. And usually I can get it to stand up. There we go. So I'm not going to trust it that much, but I am definitely going to fill it up with some paint first. A little bit of black to start us off with. And now we're going to have the fun part. So a nice load of this gorgeous Twinkle. Oh, and I didn't show you the consistency. So Vanna, do you want to come over here for a second?
Yeah.
And just hold this in case.
Yep.
You know, just gently put your fingers on the edge because you never know. I might be a crazy fool. Here is the consistency. It was very runny, my friends. And it hardly stays up. I hope you can see that. Let me show you with the...
And it's 2 to 1, you said?
2 to 1. With a few drops of water I put in there. There you go. There's the... You can see it a bit better on with the Twinkle. So it stays up for barely a second. So it's much thinner than the Bloom recipe and much thinner than the same recipe you would use for the swipes and stuff like this. So there we go. Now that's the constellation we're putting in there.
Oh my gosh, that's pretty.
Right, isn't it gorgeous?
Yes.
Thank you, Vanna. Hold it there. Make sure the contact is still with the... That's it. Perfect. Thank you, my darling. Okay, so now we're going in with the Fluorescent Opera Pink. I'll just show you this one quickly. Da, 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 da. See, it's really, really thin. It's too thin for a bloom, really. Or a swipe, I'd say. In we go with that fantastic Fluorescent Opera Pink. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, you got to hold it, Vanna. And don't worry, guys, when we start to do the funnel bit, I'll move the camera so it's down looking at us at the side and you can see what's going on.
Oh yeah. Pink and orange, my fave. I've locked the cat in his room and now he wants out.
Okay, 1 second. Let's just let the cat out of his room. Because of course the cat needed to use the bathroom.
He always likes to make noise in the background.
Yeah, and you guys didn't need to hear him scratching around in his rocks. There you go, buddy. That's it.
Now he has the zoomies.
Now he's got the zoomies. Let's just get this in a bit closer. Bingo, there we go. So now you can see the colours going in a little bit better. So that was the Boogie. Now we're doing the Fluorescent
yes.
Violet.
I love these color palette you've got going here.
It's been on the table for about a week or so, and it does look pretty good, even if I say so myself. I did pick out some great contrasting and complementary colours here. Yeah, no, this is this one is the this one is the taffy, guys. Oh, hang on a second, damn.
Oh, low battery.
Yeah, I don't get why that's happening. Sorry, guys, it must have paused on you for a minute there.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry, I have to
Jiggle, jiggle.
jiggle, jiggle, and make sure things are. Oops. Make sure things are working. Okay, yes, this is the taffy going in. Look at that fantastic contrast.
These colors please me.
All right.
Yeah.
And now we're just going to use the last of the Twinkle. Because let's have some Twinkle. More Twinkle can never hurt. Right?
No.
Okay. Now we're going to put in the golden.
Light phthalo blue.
The light phthalo blue. Well done, Vanna. Lovely. And now the last one is the DecoArt Aquamarine. So, so I've seen people, and I have tried, layering the base paint in between these colours.
I was just going to ask about that.
It doesn't work because if you layer black halfway through this, the black, as with white, is made with many, many heavy pigments and it will sink straight through to the bottom immediately. That's why we put the black on first. I am maybe experimenting. I've got a bit of the base paint here. Halfway through, I might get Vanna just to put a bit of black around the bottom of the funnel.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
But we'll see about that and we'll see how this works.
That's something we should practice on the little canvas.
Well, yeah, maybe. Anyway, let me just moving this around, guys, so you can now see a good picture, hopefully. Thank you for holding that so beautifully, Vanna.
It's my pleasure.
Excellent. Okay, there we go. We've got a good picture. And hopefully, let's just click on it. Oops. No, click on it. Here we go. Brilliant. Thank you, Vanna. Okay. So here we go, my friends. Here we go. Now, when I've done this before, it didn't look like much was happening at first. But after you leave it a little while and you let the paints come up through the black, because the black is starting to sink, and that's what gives us those lovely patterns and cells and stuff in the rings, and more of the colours will actually come up. We can see some fantastic cells we've got around this edge here. You just give it a little pause in between sometimes, guys, and you can get some nice black rings and some definition in the middle here of the galaxy, really making it look like it's going to be a great galaxy pour. So one more and up, done. Oh, got to just show you inside there, guys. Look at that. Anyway, so there we go.
Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. I want my hair to look like that.
Bless your heart. Now what I am going to do, because we've got some bubbles in there, is I'm just going to give it a quick torch. It's not going to hurt anything, it's going to be fine. Because when we pop the bubbles in the rings there, the bubbles actually help more little spots and patterns come up, so we really get some like kind of star looking kind of stuff. So here we go. There it is. A nice close up for you. Click. Meow. Ah, the cat approves. So there we go. There's the beginning of our galaxy. Okay, now you can see it's quite small in the actual grand scheme of things, but this is going to move a hell of a lot, and we're going to hopefully get some really great patterns here. So I am now just going to get the Floetrol, the 2-to-1 mix, and now pour it around this outside, so when the black hits that, it rolls over it nicely, and we get this piece, this middle piece will grow really beautiful, and we're going to go from side to side, going to get a nice kind of beautiful irregular kind of galaxy pattern shape. So wish me luck, and we're going to get dirty now. Gosh. So here we go. And like I said before, the key to this, guys, is making sure consistencies are the same, so they flow over each other nicely, and we hopefully won't get any separation. Or oh. What did the cat just do? I just heard Vanna go, no!
Oh, he put his paw in the sink and then soaked water everywhere.
Oh,
I'm surprised
great.
he didn't get you wet.
Nice. Brilliant. Thanks.
He's just playing in the water.
Thanks, pussycat. Isn't he just a
He
little
says
darling?
cute stuff.
He does. He is a little cutie pie. Brilliant. Just going to pop these bubbles again. Excellent. Now is the time we're going to get messy. What I'm going to first do though is just kind of smush this about and smush this all about here. So we're not got any kind of as least amount of wet canvas.
Dry canvas.
Least amount of dry canvas.
Got your back.
Possible, thank you my darling, possible for the paint to flow over. So all these edge bits are going to be great because the base, the flow extender, the Floetrol and dollar store paint, it's going to flow over these edges, and then this black from the tricorn black is going to give us this beautiful kind of effect. Now I'm not sure whether I should, no, I'm going to do the tilting first and then I'm going to possibly add the flakes.
Yes.
Okay my friends, so just need to kind of move stuff out of the firing line. And here we go, let's get going. So we're going to move it all around and we're going to really start to get the piece moving. Beautiful. Okay, now we're going to go over this corner first. Bang. And then we're going to come back over to this.
Oh, you want to move that?
Yeah, for a second.
There you go.
Come back over to this corner. Oh, there we go. Camera, can you move the camera just up a little bit, Vanna? There we go, so people can see a bit more easily.
Oh my gosh, those colors.
Okay.
Woo! It's a good thing you're tall.
Yep, exactly right. Now we've got to bring this back into the middle.
It's raining paint in here.
Yep, it's raining paint. Now we're going to take it over to this corner.
Bobby is holding her breath, so she might faint.
Bless you, Botbean. Linda, darling, how are you doing? Yeah.
Tina says she's tilting her phone with you.
Brilliant. Okay. So sorry guys, I'm going to have to just...
Want me to put the cups back?
No, I'm just
Okay.
going to have to do this. I'm going to get paint on the floor over here.
Yeah, you sure are.
Don't have a chance of not doing that. But if I don't tilt it this way, right, Vanna, you just need to tilt the camera up a little bit, my darling. The actual camera, not the
Okay.
arm. Bingo! Thank you, my darling.
Of course.
And I'm sure everyone's going to be thanking you now. So now we're just going to get this edge over. Awesome. Oh, right now. Oh my good God.
Yeah.
I knew I should have put this dust sheet all the way underneath the table.
It's only paint.
It's only paint and it's acrylic paint, so we can get rid of it.
Got paint on that. Let's just move that. Oh, I hope you don't like those socks.
Nope. I've got no caring for these socks whatsoever. Oh, did the cat go through it?
Not yet. I'm doing damage control back here. You did though, but that's okay.
Okie dokie, so now.
You're right.
Oh, Vanna, watch out, it's on you now, darling. Well, you shouldn't have been underneath me cleaning, babe. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Oh,
What part of me is it on?
it's on your t-shirt, on your back.
Oh, cool.
So, guys, bearing with me, getting this tilted back out now to some decent kind of shape. Because it hasn't worked as well as I had wanted. Well, it's not the picture I had in my mind.
Wreck it.
So,
Oh, yeah, look at that.
yeah, yeah, I should have really considered what was going to happen a little more about this. But again, this is the perils of not having studio. So here we go, I want to move this over. because this never got moved over to this corner. So here we go, this needs to come off. And now I just want to move it back down into that corner a little bit more. So this is why we wear painting clothes. And this is why some very lucky people have beautiful studios to work in where they're not absolutely, totally covered in paint and they haven't covered their wife or the floor or anything else in paint. Okay. So I'm absolutely covered for a minute. Just need to...
If you don't like it, you can always swipe it.
No, I like it very much. It's great. I just need to clean myself up a little bit.
Me too.
Vanna has learnt the lesson to never wear anything that she doesn't want to get paint on during a show, because she's now just cleaning her t-shirt that I guess she's very fond of.
It's my camera shirt.
Yeah. It's a what shirt?
Well, it's got a big heart rainbow on it. How could you not love it?
I know, darling. I'm not saying it's your fault, but it was a very dodgy position to put yourself underneath me while I'm dripping paint everywhere, my sweetheart.
True.
You know, not pointing fingers, nothing like that.
I didn't think that through. I'm certain it'll come out in the wash.
Oh yeah, I am certain it will come out in the wash too.
I put chomp on it.
Yeah. Right, so I need to
Clean yourself.
so I can now touch the camera and do things. Thank you guys for your patience doing this. I guess this is something, when we're doing these scale pieces, apologies for speaking away from the camera, but when we're doing these large scale pieces, we really need the more professional setup of a dual camera angle, so you know I can get covered in paint and there's no need for me to touch a camera or anything like that. You guys just get the option of clicking a button in the live feed and you can flick between views, so you know, the further out view or the nice close-up view. Anyway, I covered my teddy bears are covered in paint.
Oh. It's okay. We'll wash our clothes after the show.
Yeah. Yes, we will. It's okay, darling. Just don't appear on camera anymore. I really need some rags and stuff. So
Okay.
I'm just grab this.
I'm on it.
1 second, my friends. I need to stop treading paint all around the floor. And I hope my feet aren't now working like magic markers, just going. Boop, 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 boop.
Well, they definitely are.
I don't know. I think my socks absorbed a lot of it.
Oh.
Anyway, so we didn't get the movement that we really wanted to get the nice kind of galaxy shape effect.
Here's a clean rag.
Maybe if I had just, spun it, it would have been a bit of a different effect. But because we were tipping it here, yes. So we have this rather unusual, pretty shape, I'm going to say. It's not terrible. But again, not what I had in my mind. But when do we ever get the things out of our minds in fluid art and get them exactly on the canvas? Just giving it another little bit of a torch here. And now I'm going to pick it up again and see how much movement we've got still. Because if we do, we can try and get a bit more of an interesting shape out of it. But we really don't have. Sorry, I'm trying to lean in so you can see what I'm doing. We don't really have that much more movement, to be honest. No. So, now, what did I just learn here? That my estimation of the amount of paint that I used could have been just a little bit more. If I had have scraped out every one of these colours, obviously it would have grown that little bit much more. It would have been a larger circle. And then when I tilted it, we would have had a much more nicer kind of pleasing shape here. So what we learned here is I didn't quite use enough. I was saying only about, you know, maybe 8 ounces. I should have filled the funnel right up. But what I didn't want to happen was for the colours to completely cover everywhere and have no negative space. So it's that delicate balance between using enough colour that you get a nice pleasing shape and some fades and things like that, but then not using too much colour, so we still retain some of that negative space around the edge that we've got. So in that case, let's just, you know, the show must go on, in those famous words. So in that case, let's bust out the chameleon glitter. And let's put some glitter around these edges here. We've still got a little bit of the darker black. You can really see, oh, I can really see. Yes, you can see here, guys. This isn't a shadow. This is the Floetrol 2-to-1 with the dollar store paint black. And you can see how much blacker it actually is, even diluted with 18 ounces of Floetrol. How much blacker it actually is than the Sherwin Williams Colour to Go Tricorn Black, as you can see right there. So, okay, I'm thinking maybe we could really go crazy and we could like drip some lines of colour on it and stuff, maybe, or
Like pull the edges out somehow.
Pull the edges out somehow. Well, we could kind of try swiping it out, but that edge from, if we swipe out from here, that line there is going to be kind of very heavy. And a bit difficult to kind of, for me to accept visually and prettily. So what I think I'm just going to do is using, opening these things away. Oh my gosh. So, 1 second, my friends. I don't know what's going on. The iPhone is not charging even though it is plugged in to a power source. So let me just try this one more time, because every time it says, oh, low battery, you guys, it pauses the show for you guys, which is a real pain in the butt. So hopefully that is now properly charging. It should be, I hope so.
It's not paused.
So it is working. Fantastic. So let us just get some of our chameleon flakes. Here they are. And I'm figuring the best way to get these out and just nicely tapped around the edges here is going to be with the brush that it came with. So we're going to start just here. And what I guess is I'm going to do just like a nice little tap, 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 tap of the chameleon pigment in. And you can watch me do that. So there we go. Just make sure it's bingo focused. Okay, so in with that little brush, and you just gently, here we go my friends, gently dip it in. And what we're going to do is just hold it over and then go tap, 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 a little bit closer, tap, 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 tap. And I'm just going to gently dip it in again. And a little bit closer. Tap, 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 tap. And then I'm going to get a bit further away so they sprinkle out a little bit more. Vanna is just giving me a toothpick, so I could put them in a toothbrush, so I could put them in a toothbrush and then flick them that way like you would paint, but absolutely not, because, you know, just flicking them as I am right now.
Oh yeah, you're right. They would go everywhere you don't want them to.
Exactly. So I'm just going to bring a little bit too much there, but we're going to just add a bit more around the edge. Make that look like.
There's too much glitter.
Make that look like a nice little nebula bit going on there. And now here we're going to start. And we're going to end up small we just kind of get a nice line of it. So it's a bit of a Milky Way kind of thing going on. So you can see the concentration of the bright stars across the sky. So, hopefully this is going to dry prettily, and next week you guys are going to go, oh, that's lovely, rather than what's going on right now, which wasn't quite what I had in mind, but you know, as we've already said, when does you ever get what you have in mind? And when it's not quite right, we improvise and we play. Here we go, I'm going to just do a few little tiny ones in the dark corners here. Really kind of emphasize the fact that.
It's very pretty.
Yeah, you think it's nice, Vanna?
Yeah, I do.
Excellent. And I guess we should mention, because of this little piggy and their fantastic, the Fluid Art company that owns and runs it, PourCon this August in Vegas. It's going to be an absolutely amazing, the biggest, I think, international acrylic pouring and fluid art conference I think the world has seen so far, maybe. And I highly suggest you guys get tickets at it. Vanna and I are tentatively going to be there.
Yes, we are.
So if you're going to go, we're going to look forward to absolutely seeing you in Vegas in August. But yes, I thought I should just mention that and mention it because
it's going to be so fun.
it's going to be so much fun. There's going to be so many awesome artists there. There are going to be so many awesome people there. We're going to know so many awesome people there that we have never actually met properly in life.
We get to meet our pouring family like face to face.
Exactly. I get to meet all my heroes and I get to meet loads of people. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. So yeah, PourCon in Vegas.
I've never been to Las Vegas.
I went once and didn't have a great time, so clearly I didn't go with the right people. But this time, I'm pretty sure I'm going with the right person. Vanna, absolutely, and for the right reasons. It's going to be a real great, fantastic time. So there we go. So let me just take the camera out. Whoa, take the camera out. Drop it straight in the painting. Here we go. Let's just click the camera button. Bingo, there we go. And now it's the other way. And I can
give him a good flyover.
I can give you a good flyover. So here we go, guys. There's a really good example of how much darker the dollar store paint, even diluted with the dollar store, with the US Floetrol, how much darker that paint is than the actual tricorn black from the Colour to Go. But there you go, there's the chameleon pigments that I just put in there, just sparkling nicely, a few just in the corner there.
Those chameleon flakes sure are neat.
They are pretty, aren't they? They can just add, you can just sprinkle them in places and they add a nice, you know, kind of extra depth and just, you know, add a little more detail to areas that you had wished that detail had spread to a little bit more. But in we go, let's go in for a flyover here, guys. So we've got, let me see if I can get there. There we go, and we can get the sheen from all of those piggies there. Got some lovely little like kind of lumpy cells there. We've got some beautiful definition in between the colours.
You've got nice rings, you know.
Got some gorgeous rings there, and then you can see, there you go, let's just get right up and close to the edge. That's the comet, so that's the blue and the interference blue and violet all around the edge going into the dark that we wanted. And then there we go, there's the nice opera pink and then the fluorescent violet. And we've got that lovely golden that's giving us that beautiful kind of cloudy kind of effect. But oh, look at those colours just there, those. Oh. It's the orange into purples, into blues, which really, really, really beautiful. So, oh yes, let's just go over here. Got some great rings and some separation and some beautiful fades of colour here. But there we go. Oh, just look at that. Really, really digging. There we go. The twinkle around the edges. So, yes. I just read a comment. It was Georgianne. Hi there, Joyous B, my darling. She was saying it's really pretty, but it's really pretty, but it's quite expensive. Yes. If we were to, let me just get the camera. Hi, looking at me again for a minute. Sorry, looking at my hand again for a minute. Just need to plug it in and then click you in the arm. There we go. Oh my gosh. See, then I drop it straight in the paint.
Oh, don't do that.
Yeah, I know. Feeling a little bit off our game today. Oh gosh.
Oh, it's looking down the hall. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's not quite looking right now. Because I can't see, because I'm trying to alter it. Hi there, guys. Right, brilliant. Yes. As Joyce Bean has just nicely mentioned, it's very pretty, but we've used quite a lot of ingredients here, and none of them are of the budget-friendly variety, except that black that I said we used as the flow extender. Okay.
Georgianne was talking about pork on.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just saw that. You see, this will teach me not to just look at the message that just quickly pops up on the screen and assume something, because we all know what assumption does, right? Anyway, let's just go over how much, though, I've just used here, because that would be an interesting thing to make a canvas this size. Okay, so we've used a pot of the Colour to Go, and that's about $10.
Yep.
Canadian, I'm talking here, right? Okay.
And you did not add water to your base paint?
I did not add water to the base paint, absolutely not, no. We're talking about 2.5 tubes of the acrylic paint, which is about $4.50. And then we're talking about a quart of the Floetrol, which is about another $10. Canadian again. So that's about, we were nearly at $30 there just for the base paints alone. But now the colours here. To buy the piggies, they are expensive to buy the whole pot, but I haven't used a whole pot in any of these colours. I've used maybe...
They're not that expensive.
Half of the end of a spoon here. Half of that was all I put in, okay, guys? So I am guesstimating that when you divide up the gallon of 8300 and then you divide up the litre of JoSonja Gloss Varnish in relation to the pigments that you put in there, these colours that I mixed up and the colours that I used here are no more than a couple of bucks a piece. They really cannot be any more than that. So really, the materials and to buy the canvas was $30 from Michael's because I had a 40% off discount. So that's 40, so we're talking about $70 in materials there. No, 70, 40, $80
Yep.
in materials there that I have just used to make this. And to, hopefully show you guys how to get a nice galaxy pour. Didn't quite work out how we wanted it to.
Pour.
I got an agate pour, didn't I? I just wanted it, it needed to move. It needed to move more. Now, why didn't it move? Because the paints were too thick. I initially mixed these up and I had 2 ounces of these paints all mixed up. 2 weeks ago, when I was first trying and doing all of these little canvases and experimenting on how to get this onto that. And they did, I've been checking them and stirring them up and I'm like, they have got a little bit thicker. So I added a few drops of water to loosen them all up a little bit more. So they were more exactly as they were, all uniform, when I mixed them up to start testing 2 weeks ago. I clearly needed to put a little bit more water, a few more drops of water in there, and they would have moved far more easily. The base would have moved, and we would have hopefully had a little more in my head of what we would have had an end result, a little more of what I had in my head. So then, my friends.
You could have just used tons more paint.
I could have just used tons more paint, but again, you know me, I don't like using tons of paint. I like to try and be frugal and not use so much to get the desired result. But I can see I've got a couple of the chameleon flakes in the actual colours here, and it doesn't look too bad. I think it looks quite pretty actually.
Glitter makes everything better.
Glitter does make everything, as you say, my darling, much better. But yes, we've got some excess paint here. But such is
33 people in the live chat right now.
such is the nature of the art medium. We are going to waste paint when we do this. It's inherent, it will happen. Especially when we're experimenting and trying to do things like I'm trying to do here. Obviously, guys, you know what I mean? I don't want to experiment on this kind of scale because that's a hell of a lot of paint, as we've just said, in a large canvas for an experimentation. That's why I experiment on these little ones. But yeah, getting the formula correct to transfer this onto that, because you see this lovely shape we've got there. That was the kind of lovely shape I was hoping for, not this kind of agate shape that we've got here. I'm going to pick up this sucker again and see if it's going to move at all. No, it should. As it's not moving, it means it's of a nice even thickness all over the canvas, which is exactly great and what we want for it to dry beautiful without cracking or any of that other nonsense that can happen when we're doing this.
Like an angelfish.
Ali looks like it's Ali?
Rowdy.
Rowdy. Hey Rowdy, how you doing, man? Fantastic. Thanks for being here. I hope your collab was absolutely killer and went really, really well. Looks like an angelfish. Ah, I see it. I see it. I see the angelfish. I tell you what I should do, Rowdy. Send this to you and then let you paint the angelfish on this. Because if you guys haven't seen Rowdy, and that's Rowdy is Sheldon Briscoe from Shell Rock Arts on YouTube. If you guys haven't seen his paws where he then paints wildlife over on the top of them, you've got to go and check them out. So yeah, I'm seriously thinking, Sheldon, man, yeah, I should send this to you and then you could paint an angelfish over this and it would be like pretty amazing. I can see it very much. I can see it really well actually. Wow, we should actually maybe...
TLP thinks that's a good idea.
TLP thinks that's a good idea too. Thanks TLP, thanks guys. Well, again, you know, what did we learn here again? We learned paint could have been a bit thinner, could have used more of it, and also, what did we learn? We learned that they can't all be zingers. So, if you're a, who's the band, Sean? It's your band, not really mine. Primus, there you go, good old...
Quote from Les Claypool.
A quote from Les Claypool. Well, they can't all be zingers, can they? It's pretty, absolutely, but it wasn't quite, oh, let me just get this straight. Wasn't quite what I had in my mind. Like I said,
it's really hard to get.
Really wanted to get that kind of beautiful shape. You see this lovely, beautiful shape. That on this square, which was what I was trying to go for. And like I said, this was done, these tests were done a week ago, and the paints were clearly still much thinner than they are now. With the bit of space and air that was in them, they thickened up. And they didn't quite move as beautifully or as freely as they did here. So, time to try it again, really, isn't it? All right then, my darling Vanna.
Yes.
Oh yes, Vanna is shirtless at the moment because.
Hi everyone.
Bless her heart.
Look.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, just do that. That's it. Yeah. Brilliant. So. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us and for your support and for your love. You will see us back next week doing something, hopefully with better results than this. Thank you for sticking with us. They can't all be zingers. And remember, friends...
It's still really pretty. I think you're being hard on yourself.
Yeah. We'll see how it dries, hey? Okay, then, my friends, I love you very much. We love you very much. And as always, remember...
Happy pouring.
Okay, guys. Ciao. Mwah.